What's going on, guys? Campfacer here. Today we're going to talk about a film that just came out in the movie theater called Unhinged. Let's get into this before I unhinge you from your car. Or something.
Campfacer.
Before we get into this video, I want to say thank you for stopping by the one-stop shop for horror movies, vlogging, gaming, collectibles, and more. Welcome to camp. Now, if you guys haven't heard, Unhinged just came out in the theater. It's rated R. It runs about 130 minutes long, and it stars Russell Crowe, Karen Pistorius, and Gabriel Bateman. It's a psychological thriller about cat and mouse, road rage, something that we've all dealt with in our lives, and sometimes you deal with it, sometimes you get pissed off at the person in front of you, vice versa. People cut you off, people honking their horns at you. So this film kind of relates to everybody out there to a certain degree. Some people take it a lot harder than others. Some people just kind of ignore it, but they still get angry and they do a little honk. Even on the way to the film, I got in some road rage. This guy was pulling out onto the main freeway, blocking everybody with his box truck for like miles and miles and miles, and all he had to do is pull over to the right-hand side and let us go. So when I pulled by him, I sped up and I laid into my horn and I looked over at him, and he's just sitting there like smoking a cigarette. Road rage is a real thing, and everyone deals with it. There's been some real bad cases of road rage where people have jumped out of their cars and either beat the crap out of each other, or there's been people getting killed over road rage. So this movie has a lot of realism to it, to a degree. I mean, it's Hollywood, it's over-exaggerated. I can totally feel the vibe. The tension behind the acting was great in this film. So yeah, Unhinged was a great film in my book. Now, Russell Crowe, he's obviously in the trailer, he's the one chasing Karen Pistorius, Rachel, and he has major issues to keep pursuing one person throughout the whole film. At first it's, you know, a little bit of road rage, but it turns into something more. He's got a lot of problems, obviously, and he's really messed up. He's got a lot of rage built up into him. He's taking it way too serious, where it's almost like something taking over his mind, and he's lost it. He's lost it. Now, the movie starts off a little slow pace, and they build up the characters, so you get to know the characters a little bit before they dive into the whole non-stop action throughout the film. Now, Rachel has a son named Kyle, and they're going through some of their own problems, and it turns out where she gets very stressed out and a lot of problems with her, and that's where she, in the trailer, honks her horn, and she's pissing off Russell Crowe, which is like the stalker, and she's pissed off, he's pissed off, and his being mad is a little beyond the law and messed up in his head, and he's gone psychopath, and she doesn't know this. So her being pissed off is because she had a bad day, like a lot of people out there do, and it got to her, and I bet later on in the film she wishes that she didn't have a bad day with that person. She chose the wrong person at the wrong time. But this movie delivers. There's so much action non-stop, and there's some Hollywood effects in there that's a little overboard, and I could agree that there was some things that would never happen, but at the same time, at the end of the day, some of these crashes and kills in the movie are so damn brutal. I couldn't believe it was in this film. As the movie went on, it didn't slow down. The pace picked up. The brutal kills picked up. There was a lot of blood, a lot of messed up moments in the movie, a lot of jump scare thrills, edge of your seat. My hands were sweating. Let me just tell you guys this. This is also the first time I went to the movie theater since the whole pandemic started. And we went during the week. There was no one there, maybe like 10 to 15 cars. And I felt a lot safer doing it that way opposed to like a Friday, Saturday night. And it was different. We walk in and we go to get our tickets, and instead of just handing us a ticket and we walk in and pick our own seats, they said you have to choose on a chart what seat you want, and it showed a chart of the theater with all the seats, And the ones that were lit up red were already taken, so you could not choose a seat within 6 feet from the last person on the ticket. So they had everybody spread 6 feet apart, and we only had about 7 people in the theater during the day at 3 o'clock during a weekday. So there was about 7 people in there, and we were all spaced apart. We had our masks on. It was very safe. I felt comfortable. I didn't feel like I was going to be in an environment where there's a lot of people. You're better off being in the movie theater during the weekday than a grocery mart. So again, Russell Crowe put on a performance. He was so messed up in his acting, like demented, like sick. And so badass. It was such a badass movie. Again, it was one of those movies that you didn't expect to be so damn good, and it's probably already underrated. I give Unhinged a 9.5 out of 10. That's how good this movie was to me. This is the type of movie I could buy on Blu-ray and watch over and over again, and I could even fall asleep to it. It's just a fun ride. Get it? Ride? Unhinged? Road rage? Yeah, I highly recommend go watch it with your friends. If not, wait for it to come out on demand or on Blu-ray. Also, on our adventure in town, I always shop for horror movie Blu-rays or collectible stuff. I always look for very rare Blu-rays or VHSs, and I was told by somebody that Savers, it's like a thrift store, a box thrift store. They also sell DVDs and Blu-rays. And I felt kind of like gross going in there because it's mobbed with people. But I went in, I went directly to the movies, and I found a few that were like worth me going in there. And I couldn't believe I found them for the price that I did. For $2.99, I found the movie Meatballs from the 80s. This movie I haven't seen in so long that I don't even really remember too much about it. But I just remember that it is so like funny and one of those goofy 80 movies, like a party type movie, and they go camping there on the lake, and it's that time of year, and I just wanted to see it again. So for $2.99 I had to grab it. The second one I found, and I was very surprised because I have never seen this movie, but every time I see it online or somewhere else, it's at least $25 to $40, give or take. And I was like, for $2.99 I found Chopping Mall. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, but this is a classic 80s cheesy movie. I've never seen it, but I was told, and I'm glad to finally have it in my collection for $2.99. It's not Blu-ray, it's VHS. Oh, VHS. It'd be kind of cool if it was on VHS. I'd have to buy a VHS player again. DVD, sorry. And luckily there was no scratches to it. I think what happens is people just go there and they're like, oh, they get rid of like their old stuff or their kids' stuff. And the people that work there, they're like, oh, no, a DVD, $2.99. They're not looking into it. And they're not gonna sit there looking it up online and, oh, this one's worth like $40. We gotta mark this up. They're just trying to get it in and get it out. So going there is kind of like a hit or miss, a score. So I might go there in a few weeks or a month. I'm gonna give it time for people to restock the shelves with new stuff coming in. But yeah, I scored, and I scored a good movie. If you guys liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe if you have not already. I want to say thank you for checking it out. By giving my video a thumbs up, it helps YouTube recommend it to others out there. And I want to say thank you for watching this video. Hope to see you guys around soon. Until next time, campers, stay out of the woods.
I always said we could work out whatever the trouble might be, and though I still want to leave, it's getting harder for me. Or maybe it's something that happened, or something you gotta go through. Losing our way in the silence was the last thing I wanted to do. The last thing